Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you. So you guys know, channel's going through shifts. Everybody's going through shifts. I wanted to do something different, and I'm going to be bringing in different on this channel. So I've been working with a lot of herbs and things to help my body and my mind and my nervous system, just everything. With how busy life's gotten and how busy I've been, I needed to just take back my energy, and I need time to reflect and replenish and reserve my energy for this next. This is a big transit we got coming up. We're in it, really. We're in it. The eclipse is tomorrow or tonight, wherever you're at. We're going to make a bath salt, and we want to make enough bath salt so that we can use this through the eclipse into the Saturn-Neptune conjunction on February 20th. So we're going to, I wanted to do enough for about 6 baths. That's 6 cups of Epsom salt. So basically, we're going to go ahead and do that. And I'm just going to do this, kind of show you guys what we're going to be doing here. We're going to make a really nice bath salt. I'm going to use 6 cups of this Epsom salt. We might just do a half a batch right now, and I might just do another half batch tomorrow, because this will be enough for quite a few baths. But we're going to want to do, if you want to use all the baths, you're going to do a pre-eclipse bath, an eclipse bath, like right after the eclipse, to just like cleanse off all the eclipse, like that eclipse energy. And then you're going to do a couple post-eclipse bath, which is that's the second one. And then there's one on the 18th and the 19th. Take another bath. And this will be for setting our intentions, just kind of laying the groundwork for where we want to envision and what we see in our visions for the future, and trying to then ground it into that Saturn structure that's going to be, we want to put our visions in with the Saturn energy, so we gotta have really strong, clear, energetic focus with your energy this next for a while, you guys. For this transit, Saturn's gonna be with Neptune in this house, wherever your house is, of Aries, for the next 2 years, and then Neptune's going to be there for like 13, 14 years, something like that. I'd have to look exactly. Okay, so that was 1 cup, and let me get my little scissors here. So this has an herb for about every part of this transition. It has, let's see. We'll cut this in half. So we'll do enough for 3 baths. 4. It'll probably be enough for 4. If you use a whole cup of bath salt, so there's 2. And 3. Okay. That's my bowl size, so we're going to just stick with that. I could probably get 1 more in here. We'll just add a little extra. So this is just some Epsom salt I did buy on Amazon. What I am going to do is I'm going to just, there we go. I just bought a big case of it because I knew I was going to be making a lot of bath salts. So that is going to be very helpful for us. Now I have a little rubber spatula thing that this is what I will be using to, and if you just have like, I don't know, like even a stick or something that you can kind of stir up your bath salts in. I was like, okay. So there we go. There's our salt. Now, we want to add a little bit of grounding in here. So we're going to do, let's see, let's start with the, should we start with the oils or the herbs? Let's start with the herbs. We want to do about 2 tablespoons of mugwort, and, well, we did cut the recipe down, so 1 tablespoon would be fine. Let's get the mugwort. I should have had all these. Hold on, let me grab all the ingredients so this goes smoother, okay? Okay, so now I got all the ingredients out. Gosh, I got a mess over here. Sorry, guys. Gotta get my hair out of my face. Okay, so I do need to add, so you can use pink Himalayan salt or sea salt. I'm going to use sea salt. I'm going to do 2 cups of this. Ooh, it's going to be tight in there. 2 cups of sea salt. Okay. And you can also add baking soda to this too if you want. It'll make for a more cleansing, purifying bath. That's completely up to you, you guys, if you want to use the baking soda. Also, I like to add in maybe some vitamin E at the end, but that's all just extra. But we're going to just focus on the herbs. And actually, I think I kind of almost want to mix this in a bigger bin. I don't know where my bigger bowl is. What was I using? This will work. So we want to stir this salt up, make sure it's all nice and mixed. I also got a huge batch of bath salts drying right now in the other room. This one isn't going to be really extremely saturated, but I do like to saturate my bath salts with a lot of goodness, a lot of oil. You can add scent if you can kind of smell it as we go. But that is, it's so like satisfying. You guys, like watching this, the crystals just mixing up. It's actually a relaxing process just to make something like this, let alone using it. It all has its benefits. Has benefits in making it, there's benefits in the intention, and there's benefits in the final result, the product, which has physical benefits also. Okay, so I got my lid here. I just set the stuff on so I don't get my table messy. All right, so now we are going to put a little bit of myrrh in here. I got some ground up myrrh. I am going to put some actual myrrh in here. Now, when you grind this stuff up, it gets really like, well, the frankincense gets really gummy. And the myrrh is pretty sticky too, but not as sticky as the frankincense. But we're not going to put a lot of this. It is super, super strong, you guys. You don't need a lot of this. We're just going to do about a teaspoon. And you might have to crunch it up a little. I did grind this, but it kind of, it needs really, you want it really fine so it blends really well in the salts. And then we're going to put that myrrh on there. And we are going to add some extra like myrrh oil too at the end. So that's another reason why I'm not using that much of the dry myrrh. If you don't have myrrh oil or you don't have the herb, you can use myrrh oil. So then we got, next one is mugwort. So we are going to do the mugwort, and we're going to do probably do, now this has big stems in it. You can see like, that's a pretty big stem. I don't want that in my bath salts necessarily. It isn't ground up or anything. So I could save it and grind it. There is a couple actual big stems because I just get the organic dry. It doesn't matter if the stems are in there. It's just going in your bath. And if you don't want these to kind of like clog up your bath, or say you're using a jet tub or something, you can put them in a little, what are they called? They're like jewelry bags. And you can just put it in your bath, or you can just hang it off the faucet when you're running your bath, as long as hot water is getting on it. And it's creating like a tea in your bath, basically. All right, so we're going to do the 2 tablespoons of this. This is packed in here pretty tight, so I'm just going to, I don't know, you guys can't really, there we go. Maybe now you can see it. I'm going to set it up here, and we're just going to, actually I want to set it closer because I don't want to drop a bunch. So we're just going to fill this spoon, you guys. It is packed in there pretty good. And I may just actually grind this real quick. I think I'm going to. So I have a little grinder. This is handy, and I think what we'll do is we'll just put all of our herbs in here and grind them all together. Oh, that smells really good, though. Really, really good. So there's 1 tablespoon. I do have tweezers to help dig this out. Where is it? Where's my little tweezers? There. Just like some plastic tweezers, and it kind of just helps dig out some of those tighter packed and also, you know, I think we'll also make a tea to sip while you're taking your bath. That also will help calm your nervous system with some lavender and some lavender and some nettle. There we go. I think that's good for the motherwort. I dropped a little leaf, so we're going to throw that in there. Okay, next herb is, let's see here. I got a little list here. You can use sandalwood, like oil or sandalwood herb if you have that. I actually don't have any sandalwood. I'm kind of surprised about that. I do have sandalwood oil, but I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to do the motherwort. This is, the motherwort is for Neptune energy. Because this bath salt is focusing on the eclipse, the square with Uranus in the last degrees of Taurus, and the conjunction, Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, which will be an exact conjunction on the 20th. So that's the kind of bath salt I wanted to make, was something to help kind of calm the nerves and the staticky energy that I'm already feeling jumpy and kind of out of sorts, like with my nervous system. And I like the dogs bark and like everything feels more like sensitive. I don't know how to explain it. Like my sounds are like, oh, like it's just kind of like kind of annoying, you know. It's kind of an annoying feeling is what I'm getting. Let me know in the comments what you're experiencing with this, but I am experiencing like a kind of sensitivity to just all energy. Like I just want to just stay in a quiet place and just kind of hide out, you know. But it's not in like a fearful or bad way. It's just like there's just a lot of energy. So the mugwort will help kind of with the bridging. So this is meant to help bridge dreams with the Saturn reality. That is what the mugwort is good for. For the Uranus square, we're going to use a valerian. We're going to use some valerian root. And we're going to just, and it says valerian root or skullcap. I am going to use a little of both. So we're going to use a tablespoon of the valerian root. And you know, the smells are, you know, you learn a lot and you get to smell a lot and you get to learn like a lot about the plants, like when you're doing this kind of stuff. And it's very, the skullcap, it's very like dry. All these are dry herbs. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of that skullcap. And this is for that Uranus square energy, the skullcap and the valerian root. Okay, and then we got the, because these actually contain nervines, which help with calm that anxiety. And actually, I'm almost thinking our tea is definitely going to have some, probably skullcap and lavender is what I'm thinking. And maybe a little, like some peach blossom or something. I don't know, something, I don't know. I might intuitively feel that one out. Although I know the lavender is good for calming and it's definitely an Aquarius type of herb. The skullcap is really good for this Uranus energy, which seems to be what I'm feeling a lot. So now we're going to do the rose petals. Okay, so we've added the skullcap. We got some rose petals in here. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of this. these are super dry too. So they aren't really crushed right now, but so I kind of ain't specific. If some drops in there, that's fine, because once they're blended down, it's going to be a little less anyway. So if you get a little more in your bowl or in your, it's not a big deal. These are, for the most part, unless you are allergic to something or something, this is very safe and friendly home wellness. Like, this is wellness, natural wellness. Okay, so then it says you can use the petals or thyme. I'm going to use the petals. I could throw a little thyme in here, but I'm not going to. My other bath salt has thyme in it, so I'm not doing that. Then I want to put some lavender in here for sure. So we're going to go ahead and put some lavender in this mix. And we are going to go ahead and do probably two of these. Okay. Ooh, I love the smell of lavender. Ugh. Okay. All right. So now we got our rose petals. We got our, let's see here. Now for the eclipse, you know, the Aquarius energy is what it's lavender and peppermint. So I did bring out the peppermint. Although I think we might save the peppermint for tea. So that'll go in our tea mix. And then also, maybe the skull cap too. Let's see. And probably maybe a little lavender. We'll see about that mix. I'll see how I'm feeling about when we get our bath salt done. Okay. So we got some other oils we're going to add in, but I think this is all the herbs. Oh, I was going to add a lemon peel to this just for a little aroma and some, I'm just adding a couple pinches, guys. And the lemon is zesty and it's kind of refreshing. And I feel like, you know, with us moving like stagnant energy out and stuff, and that's kind of what this eclipse is trying to do. It's trying to release all the old stuff so new stuff can come in, and there's still this energy that wants to hang on to this your old life, everything you've done up till now that you've learned and grown from, and now we're going past that. So let's go ahead and plug this in real quick and give it a little I guess I should have, let's see here. Let's do this. Okay. I know what I was missing here. Okay, don't do what I just did. If you have a grinder, it has a lid that you put on it. So my herbs kind of this is a lid, but it's not like airtight. But now you can see the herbs. I don't know if you can see them, but they're really finely ground. So we're going to dump those in there. And where's my little brush? Oh, this will work. I have a little black brush. Oh, there it is. It came with this, and it's just good for like cleaning it up. Now, this thing's never going to be the same because I'm learning, and the frankincense tears that I tried to ground up, I did not freeze before putting them in this, and they just gooped. They goop. So I did get it clean, but it's just it's never going to be the same because that turns into like a really sticky, kind of gummy. It's like tacky and gummy. So now my frankincense is in the freezer. So when I need it and I want to grind it up, it should grind up better. And I don't think I will put it in a grinder again. I might just hand, with the mortar and pestle, just grind it up that way because it was a mess. And that is an understatement. Okay, so we got that stuff ground up. And you know what I am going to do? I am totally going to mix my salts in here. because we do have a big batch here. A huge batch, actually. So I'm just taking the tools out of this. This is my little bin. I think this is what I mixed when me and my daughter were making stuff. We mixed a big old batch of salts in here. I just want to make sure it's not dusty or anything. It's just bath salt, but I like it to be, and it has a lid, so it's pretty clean, but I just like to make sure, because once we add that oil and stuff in there. Okay, so we're actually going to dump this in here now, because we are making a big batch. I just like to try to keep my bowl kind of clean, you guys, and my table, everything. Okay, so now we got our herbs in there. Okay, awesome. Okay, we are one step closer. So let's give this a stir. I don't know if you guys can, maybe you can see this now. You can see at the bottom where the herbs are at. I'm just going to stir all those in. The salt alone smells really good, but then when you start getting all the flowers and the herbs in there, it smells super good. This is going to be so nice and relaxing, and like it's going to help calm your nerves. Baths alone do that, but then when you add a really intentional, nice bath salt to the mix, it takes your bath up to beyond 5-star. Like, this is, you know, really good for you. You want to make sure it's all nice and mixed, where pretty much every scoop has herbs, and because I added that myrrh in there, it adds color to it. You can tell where it's whiter, and all those little, because I grinded it, you can really see if the salt doesn't have any. It looks, you know, kind of like dirty snow, but you know it's not. It's, oh, and it smells so good. And we haven't even added the oils yet. So I really hope this is helping people, what I'm going to be doing on this channel, which is just taking you along my journey, how I got from tarot reading to astrology to now herbal stuff. It's just been a really grounding and connecting experience to the earth and to the cosmos and to me and my place in it. So it's been quite a ride, you guys. Why, might I say, Uranus has been going through my house 9, house of spirituality, higher philosophy, higher learning, religion. You know, I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. My beliefs have changed, my philosophies, I've deepened a lot over this last 7-8 years. All right, this is nice and incorporated. Okay, all right. So now we're going to add the oils. All right, so we want to add a lavender oil, and you know, it's calling for 40 to 60 drops. I got extra other oils I'm going to be adding in here, so I might just do like 30. That's probably good for the lavender. I do have a lot of lavender oil, and you need a lot of lavender oil. So now I'm going to mix this lavender oil in so that the salts can start absorbing it, so I get a nice mixture. So I ain't just putting more oil on top of the oil. I'm moving it through the salt. It's actually very, very simple to do this, you guys. And it's a nice, simple, and kind of therapeutic way to take care of your body. And your, got a little herb in there that didn't get ground up, but that's okay. Oh, that lavender oil just took it up a notch. Gosh, I wish you guys could smell this. Okay, so next it's calling for cedarwood. The cedarwood is really good for the Taurus part which is where Uranus is. So Uranus is in the last degrees, 28 degrees of Taurus during this square with our eclipse, which we won't be able to really see the eclipse too much here. But you might see a little change there. I think, mainly it's like Eastern, and I'd have to look at the exact map, but I know it wasn't one we were going to get a full view of or anything. But it doesn't matter, that energy still exists. Just because you don't see something doesn't mean it isn't affecting you, and it doesn't mean it isn't there, right? The sun's shining somewhere, right? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's whatever, it's like, just because we don't see something doesn't mean it isn't there, and it doesn't mean we shouldn't respect it. respect what's happening, even if you don't see it. That's kind of what I feel with astrology and everything too. It's like, just because you can't touch it, see it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and doesn't mean you shouldn't try to understand how that could be affecting you, and just be mindful of the things you feel but you don't necessarily see. That lavender oil was awesome. So it does call for only 20 drops of cedar wood. So we are just going to put probably like 15. Now, I do have, you can get these little pipette things, and you can stick those right in there and suck up the oil. And then we'll just put 20 drops. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm doing the whole 20. I do love the oils. Okay, so we're going to pop that back in there. Cedar wood is really woody, as it would be, and it will add a nice earthy smell to the bath, but not too much, because this lavender is like really strong, but that cedar wood's pretty strong too. So, but we haven't got all of our oils in yet, so we're just going to keep blending. Oh, and every time you add something new, it smells just a little bit different. It's pretty fun, and it's pretty awesome to watch just these things transform, which is, kind of symbolic, since we're watching life transform and ourselves transform, transmute into something different. Salt's just salt, and herbs are herbs, but when you put it all together, it creates a whole new thing that can serve a whole new purpose. And there's so many purposes for everything. A lot of people consider dandelions weeds, and a lot of these things as invasive species and weeds, and they have health benefits. They have a reason for being here. God didn't make no mistakes. I believe all this is here for us to reflect on, explore, and use, with responsibility and respect. Okay, so we got the cedar wood in there. Now it calls for myrrh or frankincense and 10 drops of peppermint oil. So what I am going to do is put, let's see, the lemon peel. I'm going to go back here. Okay. All right. Okay, so so this is just a mixed oil. It already has a carrier oil. It's basically just soy oil, sweet almond oil, fruit oil, let's see, olive oil, basically. This stuff feels really nice on your skin, though, but since we already added the myrrh, we might just leave this out. Oh, that definitely needs, like, wiped. But I do like to add, I do want to add some of this. It's just an anointing oil that I got, and it's, it's kind of crazy because it's like frankincense and myrrh, but I don't see that on the back. It's vitamin E, though. That's probably what makes the skin feel so nice. And it smells really nice. So we're just going to put like about 5 dribbles in here. because it has that vitamin E, and that also, vitamin E also helps preserve your homemade oils too, for longer, so they have a longer shelf life. Just so you know, if you're making your own oils and stuff. We're gonna put this back here. Okay. So now we're gonna give that a stir, and I just stir it in between, break up all those. That one kind of was bigger drops, so it made bigger, bigger like little chunks. That's why you don't want to add a lot of that, but a little bit, it's okay, because this is going to get used really fast too. This is all getting used in this next week. There is, you know, a schedule you can stick to with if you want to do a whole week treatment, a whole week of self-care, extra self-care, because you should be caring for yourself anyway. But with this extra energy, we need a little extra love, self-care, and nourishment. Nourishment is a big thing right now, to nourish ourselves and replenish. We all have that wounded warrior, weary warrior syndrome going on when we're all tired, and maybe sometimes we don't think straight, or we jump the gun on things, or we try to escape things because we're tired. This will just put you back in the seat with more bearings. You know, get your bearings, gather your bearings. Okay, so now let's put the peppermint in. So it's just about 10 drops. So we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Peppermint is super strong. It is nice for like clearing up your sinuses and stuff. I don't really love the smell of peppermint, but it is refreshing. It is rejuvenating. It does, it's like kind of invigorating. Kind of gives you a little extra energy when you smell some peppermint oil. You know, if you're feeling tired or you're feeling exhausted, peppermint oil is really nice. It's also really soothing. Like when you use peppermint oil in a tea and stuff, it's super soothing. And I don't mind peppermint tea. It doesn't smell near as strong as the oil. Okay, that's pretty good. I mean, we're looking, you can kind of see, that's kind of all the nice coming together. Really smells nice. Okay, now what we are going to do is add the straight myrrh, and this we are going to put about 5 drops. Oh, man, 8. That's one thing. You can use a little more oil than the recipe calls for if you want. That's the beauty of doing this kind of stuff. It's kind of like cooking. It calls for a half a teaspoon of garlic, and you put in a tablespoon if you like garlic. You know, you aren't ingesting this. You're just soaking in the tub in it. You wouldn't ingest myrrh anyway. This is an aroma thing, and this is a topical thing. So, you know, especially aroma, though. Oh, that smells so nice. Oh, man, I wish you guys could smell this. So I really hope, and you can always rewind this and kind of follow along and make your own bath salts. This would, you know, this is specifically made for this, this transit, this conjunction, and all the stuff that's going on right now. But we will keep doing this kind of stuff. So if you're enjoying this, this is going to be coming in on my channel. This is where I've had a huge block in my channel. I haven't been able to get past the block of like, how do I introduce everything I've been working on while I haven't been putting videos out. I haven't been doing tarot readings. I haven't been even, you know, I've just been studying. I've just been learning, studying everything. Astrology, this herbology, so astro-herbology, and just trying to really work with the energies I'm feeling, identify the planets and the transits that associate with that energy, and then coming up with a solution or a kind of, I don't want to call it medicine because it's not like I'm sick, but the help, or the something that can kind of help you along, you know. Also, staying hydrated right now, very important. I always stay very hydrated. Speaking of that, I'm thirsty. This is just tea, but I don't drink a lot of tea. Usually I always drink water. I used to be a tea drinker, but when we go out, I'll get tea because I don't drink soda. But like maybe twice a year I'll crave like a root beer or something. Usually a root beer. All right. Okay, so we got our bath salts pretty much mixed here. There was something else I had. Oh, yes, I had the cypress out. So cypress and patchouli. Patchouli was another grounding oil. Cypress was another, this is for Saturn. So we definitely want some extra Saturn energy. Saturn. Ooh. I think maybe 6 drops of this. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I think I got maybe 5 drops out of that, but that's okay because it's also a very woody kind of clean smell, though. A nice clean smell. This is a very nice looking bath salt. And it smells lovely. And I'm going to be going straight to the tub with this. With a cup of this for my bath. I'll probably just put it... I should have got me a couple more of these containers. Then I could just keep them in these containers and stir them and just keep them up like this, and then just keep a measuring cup, and then you can just dump a measuring cup of it in your tub. That's another idea. I think I might end up doing that. But I need a couple more of these, I think, because these are really nice. They have the lids and everything, which is really nice. And I think it was only like $2 or $3 for the container. Okay, so we did add the cypress, which I think was nice. We already added our myrrh. Okay. Well, where was I? Not sure where. Oh, I left the lavender out. That's right. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. So a couple other things was rosemary or lemon for the Neptune energy, for the clarity, for the focus. Now, this is a bath salt, but it doesn't hurt to have some clarity while you're envisioning what you want to become more of a reality for us, for you in your life. So having that clarity to kind of clear away the old stuck thinking patterns and stuff. I think we will put some rosemary or lemon. I did put a little bit of lemon pill in here. I'm really liking the smell. Yeah, I'm thinking we're gonna keep that. Let me see if I can find my other lemon. Okay, I found the lots of lemon. Okay, so this is just a nice lemon smell, and I just put like 4 just splashes in there. You don't have to be really precise, you guys. And if you feel like this salt is too wet, you can lay it out on a sheet pan or something to dry and just stir it a couple times in 24, 48 hours. Let it kind of dry up and soak up all that oil. Like I said, this is going to be getting used. But if you want to save it and put it in a jar or something, you can sure dry it, let it dry out a little before you put it in the jar, because those dry herbs in there get moisture, you know, from the oil, but it's oil, it's not water. You can put them in like an airtight container and keep them nice and dry. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so I did grab a couple things I kind of wanted to add in just for putting a little bit of passion flower in here. I'm not quite sure, but I'm feeling it. And then I will definitely look up more on that. Actually, I think I don't know if it'll say in that book, but I'm going to stir that passion flower in there. Just the name passion flower, it sounds very Aries and sounds very Aries, Neptune-y. I think it's going to be good for that smells really good. Okay, so I added the passion flower now. And let's see here, what is this? The mugwort we already added. Okay. Now, it's a really nice, like almost a pinkish color now. And it smells really, really good, you guys. Okay, so I have some, I should have used my homemade peppermint oil in this, but I didn't bring it up. It's in the fridge. I could still add some, but we did already add the other peppermint oil, so I think we're really good. I did grab a little patchouli. This is not something you want to ever eat or anything, but I like patchouli, and I think it's a nice grounding and very like spiritual energy, and I feel like that would be really nice in our bath. So I am adding a little patchouli. I should have grinded this up. It's really coarse, but we're just putting a little in there, you guys, and it's pretty strong smelling too. So okay, let's stir that in there. You could always add just some patchouli oil too if you really like the smell of patchouli. I better write that down because I do that. I end up adding like stuff every time because it's different. Patchouli, and I added, what else to this? I added the lemon. I added, oh, I did have a little of the patchouli oil too. Let's smell the difference here. Well, that lid is like, oh my gosh, it's a weird one. See, I just like the fresh patchouli better. Patchouli oil is super strong, so we're not going to put that in there. Not that this, because this already has a really nice smell. And I'm feeling really good about this. Also added a little passion flower. So it's good to keep a record and write down like all your recipes and like your ideas. If you just have a brainstorm idea or like a plant just pops in your head and you're like, oh, I wonder if that'd be good. Then just go down the rabbit hole, follow it, and see if it doesn't lead you to, whoa, where? Yeah, it may lead you to learn more about like certain plants, and you may find that, hey, there's a reason I was called to that plant, or there was a reason I was called to this. It's about listening to your intuition right now, you guys, and listening to the messages and really paying attention to what is there, is it trying to show you, what's it trying to say to you, what is everything speaking to you and your soul right now. That is nice. Okay, so that is our bath salts, you guys. So usually I would put this in a little bag, but this is going to get used, so I might just put this in like a bigger bag, and just label it and call it good. Now, yes, so for the tea, and we are going to go ahead and do skullcap, valerian, nettle. Definitely want the nettle. Where is that nettle? There it is. This is getting a use, okay? And then we're going to do the nettle, the skullcap, the valerian. Now, you can use Gotukola. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's Gotukola, or cacao. So I have a little of both. The cacao is like, it's kind of like cocoa, but it's not cocoa. It's a raw, kind of more bitter. It's like a dark chocolate kind of. So we are going to use a little of this in our tea. And we're going to go ahead and get the teapot going there. And we're going to use a little lavender, okay? So we're going to use equal parts. We got our bath salt made. And I am going to get a jar to make this tea, because I'm going to be using this for the week. So I'm just using, this is just a little 4-ounce jar. I'll probably use about maybe 2 teaspoons per cup. We'll see what we get out of this. I think it's going to be about, we're going to use, well, the nettle leaf we're going to want a little more of. So we're going to definitely put, we'll do, let's just do a tablespoon of nettle. In this little jar, we're going to do a tablespoon of nettle. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're going to do 2 tablespoons of nettle. This is a really good herb for the Aries energy that we're with the conjunction, and just it's really good about also for any mineral depletion or anything like that. Like it's good for you. You don't want to do a lot of it because it's a strong herb, I think. From everything and even trying it, it's not like the taste isn't like, it's not bad. It's just, it's different. All right, so now we're going to do, of the lavender, we're going to do 2 tablespoons. Okay, of lavender. You can see we're about halfway on the jar here, okay? Okay. Now, the valerian root. So we are going to go ahead and do 1 tablespoon of valerian. This can make you kind of tired and it relaxes you. So 1 tablespoon of that should be good. And we'll do 1 tablespoon of the skull cap. Valerian. Where was that? Oh, there was it back here. Okay, and the skull cap. Well, where is it? Well, oh, that's why, because I put the valerian in the wrong place. Okay, so now we got valerian in the right place here. Okay. And we did our skull cap. Okay. All right. Now we're, almost to the top of the jar. But we haven't added the cacao yet. And let's see here. So we added 1 tablespoon, and then we did 2 tablespoons of the valerian, and then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of the cacao, and we did 2 tablespoons of the lavender. And the lavender will help with the nervous system and grounding, you guys, too. The nettle is really good for Aquarius, for nourishment and envisioning. Also helping to strengthen your body and supports higher levels of visionary thinking. So let's see. Also, some other Aquarius herbs that we could put in this to sip on while we're taking our bath is comfrey, vervain. But we did the nettle and the skullcap is really nice. And then the, let's see here. I think once we add our, it's pronounced cocoa, kind of like cocoa, but not. And we're going to put a tablespoon of that in there. So that is really good stuff too. And then we are going to stir it up. And this goes over with my other stuff here. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right. Okay, so we're going to get a little spoon here. And we're going to stir this tea all up. Has all that lavender in it. You can also stir this up in a bigger bowl and then pour it into your jar, you guys. It's, you know, I'm kind of, it's funny because I'm like, when I'm not recording, I'm pretty, like, not sloppy. It seems like I'm sloppier when I'm trying to show somebody how to do it. Not necessarily how to do it, because this isn't hard, you guys. It's just having you guys along for the journey, and if you learn something, that's awesome. If you try it and it works and it feels good for your daily routine, or any of these transits, or any of these things I will be talking about, your readings, we're going to be doing herbs for cards. You know, I didn't know, but the T in my tea time stands for a lot of things. Not just Tanya, my name, which is kind of how I got the name, because I worked with a couple gals that would be like, hey, tea. They call me Tea. Hey, I need some tea time, they'd say. It meant they wanted to talk, and they wanted to vent, or they wanted advice. And I'm like, sure, you know. And it kind of stuck. And then when I started doing this, I'm like, tea time. Makes sense, you know? It's like that time you have with me. And I have with me, tea time. And then it turned into, you know, obviously that time involved tarot, which I was doing tarot at the time, but I never gave them readings. They just talked, and I listened, and just, you know, was me. And they were really great, Sammy and Stormy, if they're watching. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Stormy. I miss you guys. You guys are awesome. And thanks for the name. But also, with that being said, T stands for tarot. T. And time, which is astrology. So, all the T's. And I didn't even have that planned, you guys. It just happened. All of them just happen to be timing, which is astrology, tea, which is herbology and herbs, and tarot, which it's all connected. So that's kind of where this has all been leading without my knowledge. I mean, I kind of thought it was ironic that the tea was also tarot and Tanya, and, you know, but it worked out. So I'm keeping my name. I'm keeping my name. Oh, Okay, you can really smell that lavender. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. So I got my little cup. And what we're going to do is make sure my filter's in there good. I had a catastrophe the other day. Okay. So like I said, about 2 teaspoons of this should be really good. Should be good tea. Yep. And this is our Eclipse tea. And right after you cover this with like a cup and a half of water, you could almost do, I'm going to do a cup probably about. I want it kind of strong. Okay. I'm going to cover it. You can cover it with a coaster, a plate, whatever you want to cover it with. We're going to let that sit and steep. And let's see here. I am going to get that Ziploc bag while we're waiting. Where is it? Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is getting, I want a vacuum sealer. I'm going to get a vacuum sealer to seal all my herbs. And I already got a few herbs growing. I think I mentioned that. Maybe not. This is the fun, tricky part. Okay, so I just grabbed a Ziploc bag. Usually I put these in cute little bath bags to give away, which I will probably give away a couple of these, but I'll just, for now, just put it all in here. Like I said, this is all going to be getting its use. It seems like a lot of bath salt, but I am going to really work with these energies and kind of let my body do the releasing and healing and restoring that it needs right now. And I hope you guys do the same. So it didn't even make a full gallon, but it's still a lot of bath salt. So that's how much it made. And what I like to do is put an affirmation with my bath salt. So that when I begin my bath and I start soaking, I can kind of hold that affirmation in my head until I'm fully relaxed and my mind is free. Sometimes a nice bath will help you meditate, relax. I find them to be very, just nice, wonderful. You know, while I'm doing this, I'm just going to, well, okay, they weren't expensive boxes, but they are kind of, the handle's always there, but it's easy to put back on. Okay, this is nice. All right, so we can put the, so what I like to do is when I bag these up separate in their own little bags for people, I might put a couple rose petals on top, just to add that extra color and that extra little touch on top, like the cherry on top. So if I was bagging these up individually, and also since I got the rose out, I'm just going to pop a few little roses on top of my tea. Roses are fine. It's perfectly good for you, and it's actually really nice. It's soothing, it's good for you too. Yeah, the petals, you can pretty much eat the rose. The rose hips, though, I am going to be making some rose hip oil for the skin, and that's going to be really fun and exciting to see how that turns out too. But yeah, so the affirmation for this tea Oh, I wish you guys could see this tea. It looks really pretty. Let me kind of tilt my camera so you guys can see it. It's hot. But yeah, you can see that lavender and the rose floating on top, and it's so nice. You can, it smells wonderful in here. Probably those bath salts, but I got my recipe cards now, and I'll put those in my recipe box for, and I'll put an X on them saying that I have made them, which was the tea and the bath salt. You know, sometimes I'll write down recipes. I've been writing them down and just, I don't get to them right away. Now, even with my tea cup that I just had out, there's still plenty of tea here for, I'll probably, my husband's not totally into this stuff, but I'm going to have him try this tea, and to get some of this, you know, that's kind of why I started also kind of doing this, you guys, is because it's hard to, like, sometimes explain to people or get people on board with, like, extra care during energetic shifts like this. And, like, when I know energy is really intense, we're all really good at just kind of blowing it off and being like, well, it's another day, you know. But sometimes we just kind of neglect that moment where we take time for ourselves and we restore and we nourish and nurture ourselves. And that's what this is about, you guys. It's truly about nurturing yourself and taking time to nourish yourself. Oh, I did have the affirmations wrote. Okay, here we go. So for this bath salt, the affirmation, oh, we have a couple to choose from. I am a grounded conduit for higher wisdom. I am a grounded conduit for higher wisdom. That's what we want to be right now. I'll put the date on it, even though I know this is going to be used. And I'm also going to put the Aquarius and the Uranus symbol and the square and Saturn-Neptune. I already know this, but that way it's just in case I'm having a brain fart or something and my family says, what is that again? Okay, this is for the eclipse, especially, and the conjunction. And we're going to name this the Grounded Visionary Bath Salt. So usually when I put these in cute little bags, I have cute little stickers that go on them and whatever, but this way I have it. It's all labeled, it's all done, it's nice, okay? So that is that, and we're going to try the tea here in a second, you guys, and it's going to be awesome. Okay. We're going to definitely... very excited to try this. Now, I think while I'm in here and rearranging and stuff, I'm just going to organize this box a little while we're waiting for that tea to steep. You want to steep it for about 7 to 10 minutes, you guys, just to make sure it gets in there. The flavors really get in there. My 2 little spatulas in here. My little whisks. Funnels. My little spoons. I think I'm actually going to leave this brush in here because I always misplace it when it's up over the other place. All my measuring spoons. I'm not sure what these caps are for. This is for bags or whatever. I'll just throw that in there. What are these caps for? I don't know. question. I'm going to leave them in here because I don't know what if I find the bottle or whatever it belongs to and I don't have it. Okay. The little bottle cleaner, we're just going to, that just came with my press. So, and then a little pair of scissors is always handy to have. You can cut up those bigger chunks of herbs and stuff with scissors. So that's that. And now with the tea, we're going to grab a sticker. Oh, I have a roll of stickers already out. Labels, I should say. I call them stickers. Stickers, labels. And they're just, you can get like 500 of these for like $8 or something. It's pretty cheap to get the stickers. And then I'm just putting the label on top. And we're gonna this is Aquarius, Eclipse, Saturn, Neptune, conjunct, and we will give this an affirmation also. I dissolve old structures to make room for my true mission. Okay, so now we got our tea made, we got our bath salt made, and we are ready to go. Now, you could always make an oil or something else to add to this. Actually, that's, the oils take a little more time, especially if you were just doing them in a pot, like a double boiler or something like that, or just low heat, long cooking. But if you have like a pot where you can infuse your oils, you can just let them infuse overnight, and they're nice. Okay, so let's try this. I'm excited to see. We'll put this bowl back up. Let's give it a little stir. Move those herbs around a little. This one I don't want to stir too much because this little mesh, it's just a little mesh screen between this, which lifts up out of the cup, and it smells actually pretty nice. Okay. It actually smells really nice. And for as little bit of rose as I put in it, I can still smell the rose. And you can smell that cacao. Oh, I think it's going to be really good, you guys. Now, if you want to, you can add some honey or some coconut sugar or something to it if you want. Some fruit, like apple bits or something. It's actually really smooth and really subtle. It's not strong at all. I would almost like that even stronger. So I would almost, if I do this, which I will do this cup, I will do this tea again, I may do 3 teaspoons, because this is a pretty big cup. I'm pretty sure it might be about a cup of water, but it's really nice, you guys. It actually is really nice. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, and I hope this helped somebody. And I hope you keep coming back. It's always nice when I'm glad I'm be able to come, and I'm going to try to make this more of a routine. Hopefully, just remembering to turn on and have a little conversation with you guys while I'm kind of telling you guys like kind of what I'm experiencing and how I'm kind of dealing with the energy, and we can just talk like that. So I'm here with you guys, and I appreciate you being here with me. And I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Have a good eclipse, and set that focus, set that intention, and hold on. Okay, we'll talk to you later.